No doubt about it. There was Xbox fans that are going to be kind of upset that Fable was delayed. I'm one of those fans. I'm right there with you. One thing that I will say though is I can ease up on how I feel about that. Should the delay not result in a PlayStation version day one? I feel like that's where all the cards lie, right? If they want to go ahead and put, all of the games on PlayStation, then do it from a point where you haven't already announced things that are exclusive to Xbox. I feel like it's disingenuous for Microsoft to do things the way that they've done things, and kind of just forgotten about the fans completely at this particular point. So yeah, I'm a little bit miffed about that. Like the Fable thing, that could open up an avenue for something else to come out this year, assuming it's ready. I think it's pretty clear that Fable wasn't going to be 100% ready at that particular point in time. But, will things be changing in the future? I think that's going to be the big question mark that's on everybody's mind. And, I want to get into it on this video. Should be an interesting video. What's up, everybody? I'm Crab Gamer. This is Crab Gamer Reviews. Again, make sure you guys like the video, share it out, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. That helps out the channel tremendously. I do daily gaming content, something that I think not a lot of people do, but it's fun for me. I enjoy kind of getting out there and doing the videos every day, and, it's just a kind of a blast. So if you guys enjoy what you see, hey, go ahead and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. It means a lot to me personally that you guys do that. So anyway, like I said, Fable looks like is, obviously it's not coming this year, but that doesn't mean that we won't get anything in its place, which I think, could be pretty cool, at the end of the day. And we'll see if that's going to lead to, something down the road. It's going to be one of those things where we're going to have to wait and see if that's something that comes about. But at the very least, they're kind of talking about it. There's rumors that, Gears of War E-Day might be coming, but also the boss of the Xbox Studios says they've got a bunch of stuff that hasn't even been announced yet, so we could be seeing some of that as well. They've officially delayed the next chapter of Fable, or the first chapter if you look at it that way. The game has been pushed back to next year. Microsoft's gaming division has obviously still got plenty of unannounced projects that it's working on behind closed doors. In a recent Xbox Game Studios update, the division's head Craig Duncan issued a reminder about this, noting how there's still apparently a lot of stuff in the pipeline that hasn't even been revealed yet. And here's what he had to say, quote unquote, "We've got a bunch of stuff we haven't even announced, so obviously I spend a bunch of time with that, but yeah, we have lots going on." So again, this is just a quick PSA that Xbox may have at least a few surprises or perhaps even shadow drops up its sleeves. Some of the games we already know on the way and in the future: South of Midnight, Doom the Dark Ages, with other projects like Gears of War E-Day, Perfect Dark, and State of Decay 3 also part of Xbox's plans. There's even been rumors about new hardware and certain games being revived in Bethesda's library, and then you've got companies like Activision and Blizzard working around the clock on new and old IP, including a possible Tony Hawk remaster, which now has been rated. So yeah, like that's cool to kind of see that come about, and a lot of people are pretty stoked about it. For me personally, like I said, I think it's cool. Like, I'm disappointed in the fact that we're not getting Fable this year. Is probably the biggest game that I was looking forward to personally, but at the same point in time, it's just one of those things where you have to kind of deal. Like, that's going to be part of the thing where we have to deal with, the idea that things get delayed sometimes things get canceled, whatever the case may be, and we may not like it, but it's something that happens. And even though we have like no no actual control over it, there's still some things out there that we can kind of sink our teeth into. There's going to be stuff that we're going to be able to get. So that's, I think, the most exciting part about all of this is, hey, there's still a lot going on, and there's a lot that, to get excited about. I know, exclusive wise, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of exclusive stuff coming, but, we are still going to be able to get, some really cool stuff. Like Doom the Dark Ages, Outer Worlds 2. Like the first Outer Worlds game, if you weren't a fan or if you haven't played the first one, oh my gosh, give it a try. Like, I'm not a Fallout fan. I can't stand Fallout games. I think they suck. But I really looked at it as Outer Worlds as a Fallout in space, and it really wasn't that. And I gotta say, like, one of my main gripes with Fallout is, that I've played anyway, because I tried New Vegas and I've tried Fallout 3, and you're like in this weird area where you kind of have this revolver or whatever, and you find 3 bullets, and then there's like 8 mutants that you've got to kill, and each one of them takes multiple bullets. So, and they're so powerful and stuff. Like, I don't want to be scrounging for every little bullet or whatever. I don't find that to be fun. So, yeah, I thought that some of the stuff that I've seen happen with these games and things be a bit of a letdown, be a bit of a bummer. And then at the same time, I like the fact that they have some other things coming down the pipeline as well. Obviously, we're getting Call of Duty, and all this stuff being on Game Pass doesn't hurt either. So, you have stuff like Call of Duty, you have stuff like like Doom, Dark Ages, you have stuff like Outer Worlds 2, all that stuff is Game Pass, South of Midnight. Hopefully we see some Towerborn 2 along the lines. I don't know what the heck happened there. I mean, that game's been out on PC for a little while, but at the same point in time, it's just kind of interesting to see how like these things are kind of shaping up. So, again, Microsoft has a long way to go to make sure that people are excited about the future and things like that, but at the same time, we'll see if that's something that, changes people's minds about Xbox in general. I feel like there's a lot of things that they do have to offer. It's like the games are there. Is there a way forward with no exclusive games, though? Like, I think that's going to be kind of the biggest thing that we have to kind of look at and say, okay, are they going to be able to kind of change how they're perceived? What are they going to be able to offer that's going to be big enough to change what people think of them? And at the same point in time, it's just like Microsoft has every right to do what they want. It's their own business, but at the same point, I feel like you have to be able to kind of listen to the fans as well. And it just does not really look like they care too much about what the fans have to say or what we want and things. And I find that to be somewhat incredulous, because as fans, we should be the ones with the ultimate say. And the fact that we don't get the ultimate say is kind of unnerving, to say the least. It's like they don't care what we want, they don't care what we say. They just want things to kind of be the way that they want to be them, and I can't live that way. It's like I want the stuff that I want. I've invested into your group, into your stuff, into your hardware, and yet at the same point in time, it's like you guys just seem like you don't give a shit about what people like me want. So I do hope that they change some minds and that they do some things differently in the future. But at the same time, I just feel like people are gonna not maybe take them seriously until they do change some things up. So again, it's all on Microsoft, depending on how they want to handle these things. I don't think what they're doing, like everything that they're doing, is terrible or anything like that. But I do feel like what we're starting to see is maybe a little bit of a situation where they won't be able to come back from it if they don't change it up. So I hope they change it up. I hope they listen more to the fans. They really need to, in my opinion. They've got to do something to kind of appeal to people that want to buy a console, and they have to do something that I'm not sure if it's something that has never been done before, but it's obviously got to be more than what they've already done. And what I mean by that is they've already offered some pretty interesting stuff. With the Xbox hardware, they have the cheapest hardware, they had the best hardware, the most powerful hardware as well for many years, smart delivery, quick resume. They're doing all this stuff that realistically makes their hardware intriguing, but at the same point in time, it's like who's going to really pay attention to that stuff if they don't have something that sets them apart game wise, and I think that's probably where we're going to see, the biggest issue come from. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from that. It's not a place of hate or anything like that. I just really think Microsoft needs to understand that, you have to be able to offer people something that, you know, isn't available on another platform. So until they do that, we'll have to wait and see. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys do enjoy my content, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Rack them up, fact them up, Crap Gamer them up. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Crap Gamer, out.